if you've got metabolic issues, cutting the carbs is a good place to start, both in terms of the actual quantity and in terms of quality. But it's not always easy. Now, the reason to pick on carbs is that they can be quite tricky to handle. A sudden flood of glucose into the liver needs to be processed quickly, or the sugar levels will rise. Now, these high sugar levels, even if they only last for a relatively short period of time, can cause damage. At the molecular level, the damage involves sugar molecules getting jammed onto proteins. Now, the official term for this phenomenon is glycation. It's perfectly natural, and the body does have contingency plans to deal with the problem. But as with most maintenance plans, they work well when the problem is a trickle. But when the trickle turns into a flood, overwhelm happens. And continued overwhelm can and does lead to catastrophic failure. In the case of the body, pipe failures manifest as disease. Now, the nature of the related disease depends on which pipes fail. It can be big pipes, think heart attack or stroke, or it could be smaller pipes, think retinopathy or neuropathy. The point is, high sugar levels, even for a short period of time, are rather damaging. Which brings us to what happens when you eat your favorite carb. By definition, your favorite carb is full of sugar. Even if it doesn't taste sweet, biochemically speaking, it's made up of lots of sugar molecules glued together. Of course, it tastes great and hits the spot, fueling your brain up for business. But the decision does have consequences. Within a short period of time, the sugar levels rise beyond what is needed to address the energy crisis that prompted you to hunt down your favorite carb in the first place. This leaves you with a happy brain and blood vessels in crisis. Experts will tell you the solution is to go no or very low carb. By eliminating the carbs, you will live happily ever after. This is the philosophy adopted by many folks. It's called a ketogenic diet. But it is a big adjustment. And truth be told, it doesn't work for everyone, especially long term. So can you still have some carbs, but do it safely? Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we look at a strategy that allows you to safely enjoy your favorite high carb snacks, even if you're metabolically challenged. Seriously, bread and pasta can still be on the menu. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Now, Mother Nature is not anti-carbs per se, but she does prefer you to have them in their natural form. Translated, this means they're part of more complex structures. The benefits of this arrangement, your body has to work to release them. So they arrive in your system slowly, slow enough to process. Now, this doesn't happen when you buy processed carbs. The process of processing means that the food manufacturer has done a lot of the work for you. So as soon as the food hits your stomach, it's good to go. And the sugars rush off into the liver. It's the flood that is stressful. And if you're metabolically challenged, it's potentially disastrous. So if you are sugar challenged, carbs per se are not taboo, but bread and pasta is. It's at this point many people throw their hands up in the air in despair. They want to be healthy, but the price is far too high. Well, there is a way to have your bread, pasta, and even sugar-laden beverages and not gum up your proteins. This is what a team of researchers from Weill Cornell Medicine have discovered. It's all about the timing. Eat your carbs last to minimize sugar and insulin spikes. This is what happened to the sugar and insulin levels in 11 type 2 diabetics when they were served dinner on 2 different occasions, a week apart by the research team. Now, the dinner was the same on both occasions. It included a carb component and a protein fat component. The carb component is not particularly healthy. It included a slice of ciabatta bread and a glass of orange juice. The protein fat component was pretty healthy. It included a piece of skinless grilled chicken breast, a lettuce and tomato salad with a low-fat dressing, and steamed broccoli with butter. The difference between the 2 dinners was when the carbs were eaten. When the protein fat component preceded the carb component by 15 minutes, the bad carbs weren't that bad. So if you want to indulge in bad carbs, aka fast carbs, time it right. It's not magic, it's biology. By consuming them after protein and fats have gone in, the arrival of the sugars into the systemic circulation is significantly lower, thanks to the hormonal responses to fat and protein digestion. To learn more about how to use biology to game the system, download the World Power Report. It's free, and begin the journey today to better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track, visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who wants to improve their health but can't get past the no bread or no pasta. Share this video with them so they understand how slowing down the carbs just a little can make a big difference. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.